particular one is about how I make creamy banana milkshake recipe for kids and adults. I also do sell out, like customers demand for orders, and I sell. I'm going to be dropping some basics. Sorry, I can't show my face because I want to make sure that whatever I'm saying can be heard. So for this, I'm making this for my son so that when he comes back from school, when he returns from school, he can have something very creamy and very cool to take because yeah, this is summer. This is the hot partially Nigeria here. So he doesn't really like eating some fruits except they are made into smoothies or milkshakes or they are juiced. So and one of such fruits is the banana. So that's the reason why I'm going to be making this into a milkshake for him. Now, one thing about milkshake is there are some little rules that are not really something very serious, but it's very important to note. If you're making this for your kids or for an adult, there are some things you need to note. Make sure number one, you're using a fruit, maybe banana. I'm using banana for instance. Make sure you're using a fruit of their choice, and also make sure you're using an ice cream of their choice. If they like chocolate ice cream, make sure you're using chocolate ice cream. They like vanilla ice cream, make sure you're using vanilla flavored ice cream. My son likes this particular ice cream, this Fruity Bites. Yes, he likes it. So I'm going to use this for him. And I didn't spend much getting it. This was about 1,100 naira. So if you're using a regular vanilla ice cream, for this recipe, you're going to use 2 scoops of that ice cream, either vanilla or chocolate, for this particular recipe. I'm using 3 fingers of bananas. So you want to make sure you're using a fruit that they like. Then I'm using, because as a child, I'm using milk. I'm using full cream milk. This is 108 gram. Now, because I'm a professionally trained baker, every of my items are usually measured. Sorry about that. So this is approximately 108 ml or 108 gram. Then I'm going to be using vanilla flavor, an industrial vanilla flavor, just to give it the kind of vanilla each kind of flavor. So I usually like adding a little bit of mint to my milkshake for him, but I'm not having mint leaves, so that's the reason why I'm sticking to using just vanilla. Now you can also add cinnamon powder, you can also add dates to this, but banana is already sweet on its own naturally, so you want to be very careful with whatever you are adding to it. Now also, whatever flavor of ice cream you're going to use for your milkshake, always remember that it should kind of tally, or how should I use the word, it should blend well with the fruits you are using. Don't use a flavor of ice cream or an ice cream type that will give you an off taste. So that's one thing I want you to note. Then you can use cinnamon powder, but my son doesn't like cinnamon powder. He doesn't like cinnamon powder in his smoothies or in his milkshakes or in his juices, so I'm leaving that out. So you can add cinnamon powder. Now if you're preparing this for a client, make sure you ask them if they are okay with using cinnamon powder. If you're using cinnamon powder, you're going to be using 1/4 teaspoon. This is 1/4, so you're going to be using 1/4 teaspoon if you're making this for an adult or for children. For this particular 3 fingers of banana, and I'm using this ice cream. It's vanilla and chocolate flavored, which is my son's favorite. Then I'm using evaporated milk, full cream milk, right? I'm using full cream milk, and this is 108 gram. I'm going to be using 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla flavor, industrial flavor, because it gives you more flavor than when you use a normal regular vanilla. So you can also add dates. If you're using dates, you use 4 seeds of date, that is 4 dates. Dates comes in a nut form, so you use 4 of it for this recipe. I'm going to also leave the recipe in the description box beneath this live once I'm through. So without wasting much time, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is to pour my bananas into my blender. Then I'm going to be adding my milk, then I'm going to be adding my vanilla flavor. Remember, when you're measuring liquid item, don't measure over your bowl, so always measure away from your bowl. So I'm adding that's my vanilla flavor. You can also use dates at this point. You can add your dates or date syrup, but I am not using any of that. So then I'm going to add in the ice cream. Remember I said if you're using regular ice cream, use 2 scoop. That is that ice cream spoon. Just scoop out 2 for this. So now banana is kind of quite sweet, so I'm not going to be adding any form of sweetener like dates. I'm not going to be adding dates. You can also add honey. If you're making this for elderly people, you can add honey instead of just using normal date syrup. You can add honey. So that's just it. That's just what goes into my blend, and I'm just going to blend it all. So you want to make sure they are all blended. You want to make sure that everything here is well blended. So I'm just and this is ready. This is how simple it is to make your creamy banana mix. Like I said, the things I used are my vanilla flavor or vanilla extract. I'm using an industrial flavor. If you're in Nigeria, you are familiar with the industrial flavor. And I also use a favorite ice cream of his choice. My son likes this particular brand of ice cream. Maybe because it's on a popsicle stick, so maybe that's why he likes it. Then I also use evaporated full cream milk rather. If you are making it for an adult, use a milk that is low in fat, except if the person suggests that is okay, he or she is okay with a milk that is high in fat, then yes, you can go ahead and use that. Then you can also add date syrup, you can also add honey, and that's all. So the next thing I'm going to do is to pour this into this cup. Then this cup comes with a seal, so that when this one is cup for it, so it comes with a cover, so that when I'm through, I'll just cover it like this, and I'll refrigerate this. So when it's back from school, so I'm going to see how creamy this looks. I'm going to pour this all the way. I also want to have a taste of it, so I'm not going to pour everything for it. So yeah. Our milkshake is ready. Yeah. So that's all for me for today. See you in another live section. Bye.